Good morning, Linux lovers. Welcome back. My name's Wimpy. Welcome to my world. Right then, we are working on another little script today to help improve my video production pipeline a little bit. Before we get into that, let's just get this sent out and turn my headphones up a bit. That's better. There we go. Right, so I obviously do these live streams, and I'm looking to try and create an archive of them, which I'm interested to try and use Twitch and YouTube and just see how things work out. So do both and see where the best place to put these things is. Probably YouTube, but Twitch lets you upload stuff, so I'm tempted to try that out as well. It'd be nice to keep like the live stream stuff in one place. Anyway, so part of the problem is that I've changed my audio setup in OBS recently, such that it records discrete audio. So you can hear there's a music bed that's recorded as a track. My microphone is recorded as a track. If I'm doing gaming, the game is in a separate track. And then there's a top level track, which is the mix of everything, which is what goes out in the stream. Now, I can't simply upload those to Twitch. YouTube is just fine. It will take the MKV with that track in it, well, there's multiple tracks, and it will pick the first track, and it will upload and just work just fine. But Twitch says no. Morning, Paul. How are you? Have you got... Is it fruit tea you were drinking the other day? So I'm going to make a simple script which just remuxes one of my recordings with obviously the video and what was the mix of the streamed audio. Earl Grey. Oh, it's very good. Which is just the video and the mix of the audio that was streamed, so that can be uploaded to Twitch and to YouTube. Or actually, probably what I'll do is maybe just trim it a little bit, like last night. It's not a hugely long stream, it was a bit over 2 hours, but I nipped off to go and get a beer part way through, so I used my, I'll be back in a couple of minutes holding page. If I'm going to upload something somewhere, I should trim that stuff out. Good morning, Jeff. How are things in Netherlands today? Oh, I really need this cup of tea. Gosh. Right. And it's another scorcher here today as well. So I don't normally come here on a Tuesday, but because of the weather, I've decided to take full advantage of the air conditioning. Right. So let's get into this a little bit. And if you didn't see last night's stream, we were doing a continuation of a project called QuickEmu. I'm very happy with how that's shaping out. I think I'll be doing a bit of tweaking on that over the coming few days to just sort of try and finesse that a little bit. But where it is now is light years ahead. So if you're interested in a simple means of managing, in air quotes, virtual machines in QEMU on Linux, then take a look at last night's stream. It's a cool project. I'm very pleased with it. Right then, let's think about this. Why am I searching? I don't need to search specifically. I think I've probably got the scaffolding of what we need to do here. So let's do this. Not too warm, not too cold, says Jeff. Sounds perfect. Yeah, doesn't it? So I recently made a script, not on a stream. This is just something I wedged together, and I think it's in Capture. So you might be familiar with like the virtual cam that's in OBS. This basically does a virtual cam using FFmpeg. So all it does is load the virtual, the Video for Linux 2 loopback module, and Then it starts FFmpeg, and it says take this input with this color space and this frame rate and this resolution, and then output it in this color space to this video device. And it uses raw video, but I think using this to do a copy is probably the as complicated as it needs to get. So I will copy this script. I've got another directory called streaming, so let's copy the virtual cam script to what should we call this? Remux. Let's call it video remux. There we go. So we'll just drag out some bits from there that we don't need. Bring you in. Oh, it's a bit Larry large, isn't it? Let's just make that a bit smaller. Good morning, Takov. Morning, Big Pod. So, Big Pod, did you finish your assignment for university? I think last time you were in the stream, you were 7 hours and counting. I'm pretty sure that was like 10 hours ago or something. Hey, Takov. Already boiling. Oh, it's already boiling where you are. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. It's barely a web app. Okay, is it going to get a passing mark though, do you think? And morning, Navy Cat, how are you? And Graham, hello, welcome back. So we won't be needing any of this kernel module stuff. So let's just save that. And what we'll do is we'll go to the shell here. And I have sync thing transfer, where I keep a bunch of stuff that I move backwards and forwards between home and work. And mostly in here are recordings of the streams that I've been doing here and streams that I've been doing at work. And in some cases, the edits of those videos that I've uploaded for the work ones to the work YouTube channel. So last night's was, well, this was one of them, wasn't it? That was one there. So if I just do media info, and well, let's do yesterday's stream, 0906. What you can see here is there are 7 audio tracks. So we've obviously got one video track, which is just fine. And then we've got several audio tracks. And what you can do in OBS is you can label these. So you can see here, audio track 1 is the stream, which was the mix of the audio that went to the stream. So that's the one I want. But then I've got discrete tracks for any desktop audio, one for my microphone, one for the music bed, one for the guests, and if I'm doing game audio, then the game audio goes in there. So thankfully, this is going to be relatively straightforward. In the audio track 1 is always going to be the mix that I'm interested in. Oh, actually, thinking about it, I don't just want to do that. I want to dump all of the audio discretely as well. So I want to do 2 things, I've just realized. I want to create a remux. So these videos that I record are always MKVs, because MKVs can it's an excellent container format. You can pack loads of information in there. So you can pretty much put any kind of video or audio in an MKV. But Twitch doesn't like MKVs being uploaded. So I want an MP4, which is just audio and video, which I can potentially clip or edit slightly and then upload to Twitch. Or And the other thing I want to do is just dump all of the audio for a particular MKV. And the reason I want to do that is I did a recording for work last week, and at the beginning of the stream I forgot to duck the music bed. So for the first couple of minutes the music's really overpoweringly loud. So for the version we're going to prepare for YouTube, I just want to pull out the audio of the guests individually from the music, if at all possible. So that's the plan. Right. So let's just go back to the editor here. So we'll just do the simplest thing possible. We'll do file in is going to be, oh, in fact I was doing shell check stuff. So let's do that to make sure that shell check will be happy come the time. So this will be equal to, oh no, this is fine. We can do it here because it doesn't have a command. So we'll not do any checking for the moment. File out is going to be well, let's just do the simplest thing we can do for the moment. It's going to be equal to filein.mp4 basically, even if it was MKV to start with. So we're going to do filein is going to be this. The input format, we don't want to mess with the frame rate, we don't want to mess with the video size, we don't want to mess with F. Okay. Can't remember if it's going to be F or I. We don't need to do any of this, and then the codec is going to be copy. In fact, isn't it going to something like V codec? Is it VC? I'm going to have to, or V codec, I think. And that's going to be copy. And then that's going to be -F file out, I think. I can't quite remember the order of the parameters, but we'll figure it out in just a moment. We'll double quote that because it's a file name. Right then. Yeah, V codec. Thank you. I'm not actually sure if that's right, but let's go and find out. Let's do /scripts. What was this? Streaming video remux and this file here. Now, if this works, there's no audio in this one at the moment. No, okay, it didn't like that. So it's I for in file. Okay, out file. I for in file. Out file. Let's try that. We could do -A codec copy. I don't know how we tell it that it's the first track. I think you do braces and the number after it, but I'm not certain. Couldn't save that. Let's go and run that. Right, okay, well that's doing something. So it's grabbed the first video track, which is the only video track, so that's fine. And it's dumping out the... Oh, I've just realised I'm doing a silly thing. I'm doing this inside a directory that's getting synced. So let's not do that. Let's just delete that file because that's the one we've made. This is going to sync gigabytes back home otherwise. So let's just remove that. Let's just copy some things into Cruft. Here we go. That's where we'll do it in there. So let's pick up this, copy, go into Cruft, paste that, and we'll just rename it to Docker GUI, because that was the recording of the one we did on Friday. There, oops, there we go. That'll be a bit easier to work with. Right then, and then we'll come back here and go to Craft. This doesn't get synced anywhere. So now we'll do scripts, not stream, yes, streaming, video remux, and the Docker GUI. So there we go, that's dumping. So this obviously doesn't have to do anything other than move bits from one file to another file. It will be... So F is often not required. Okay, so I wonder what we've got here. So now we've got the MKV and the MP4, and obviously the MP4 is smaller because it's only got one audio track inside it as opposed to 6. So let's do a media info on this. What do we have here? One audio track, which preserves the title, brilliant, which still is the title stream. And here's our video, which is the 30 FPS that I do for the talking head stuff. And it has, in fact, remuxed it into an MPEG 4. Well, this was remarkably straightforward. So far, so good. Let's just see if it works. So this will be a few seconds of this, and then yeah. So this is it working, isn't it? I'll just turn the audio down in. There we go. I can hear that. I don't know if that's loud enough to come out on the stream, but I thought we'd go hunting for a. That seems to be working just fine. Awesome. Right, so that's the first bit done, and in fact, that's probably as much as I need right now, to be honest with you. So now let's look at dumping all the audio tracks to separate audio. So let's do this. How are we going to do this? I'm going to use a bit of Googling here. So let's go and look for FFmpeg script extract all audio. In fact, instead of script, let's just do bash. See if that helps. Let's see what we can find. We need to make that font a bit bigger. How can I batch extract audio from? Well, it's an old one, but that's the right sort of thing. That's slightly newer. Automatically extract all in, well, OS 10. I imagine that's going to be where are we? Super use. That's fine. Map. So if you want to extract any audio to a fairly high quality MP3, if the video uses, I wonder if we can do it all in one thing. That would be nice. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, so that VN is don't do any audio. I think you can do vcodec none as well. So I could cheat to start with, because I know at the moment there's always going to be 6 audio tracks. But we could do it properly, couldn't we? We could do something like this. So if we just go back to the code editor, and I think we'll bring up the terminal underneath to do this. Martin's just thinking none of that is appearing on stream. That's good. I think I might just... Oh, I'm all over the place. There we go. Right. We want to view the terminal. View. Terminal. There we go. So we'll go here to craft. if we do media info and MKV, slightly bigger, we could do that. So we could do so it's going to be file in again, and we're then going to grep for no, not that audio hash think, and we'll just comment this out for the moment. Save that, and if we just run that script, we should see that. Just what have I done? Why doesn't it like that? Oh, there. Right, so now we should see, there we go, so there's that. So now what we can do is pipe that into WC-L and grab all of this as audio, let's say audio. And then, because I'm trying to learn how to write shell check compliance stuff from the very beginning, I'm doing that now when we have to run a command. And then we'll echo num audio. Save that, run it again. 6. There we go. So we have now got a number to loop to. So we can do 4. We can do C-style loops, can't we? What did that start at? It started at 1. Do I want to do it this way? So actually I want to... So what I'm thinking is... yeah, no, I just dump them all. That'll probably work. So for... we'll just call this loop equals 1. Let's do audio in num audio. That's going to be... Is this going to be what I want? No. No, 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 no. I'm doing this all wrong, aren't I? We... Actually, if we were to keep... Yes, okay, we could do it this way. So what I'm just thinking here is how to iterate over this. So I think what we'll do is we'll do this. We'll do for audio in this, and instead of doing that, we will do like that, and then done. So if I just get rid of all of this, we can do echo audio. Oh, that should do the same as what we had before. Oops, what have I got here? For audio in, I probably need to do this. Maybe. Okay, it's gonna... split, so we need to do, oh goodness, we need to do IFS. I can never remember this off the top of my head. So we need to change the input splitter. Oops, that's the wrong screen entirely. Let's come back here. Let's think about this. Browser, that's what we want. So we want to do bash ifs new line. Could never remember the syntax. There we go. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, it won't let me copy that thing. Right, there we go. Boink. So what's happening at the moment is by default it'll separate on spaces. So we're going to tell it to separate on new lines. And if I wrap that in double quotes, we should find. Good morning, Paddy. How you doing? Thanks for the follow. There we go. So now what we'll do is say track number equals echo audio, and do a cut on the hash and keep the second field. And now we'll echo the track number. So if we run that again, there we go. We've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I just look at media info on this, these have an internal ID of 7. So if we look at the earlier example with FFmpeg that we saw, how can I batch whatever? These were saying use maps to say which audio to drop. Here we go, map 0. So I wonder if it's counted from 0 or counted from the ID or what. So we're going to have to give this a go. We're going to have to do that. So what have we got here? Let's have a look. So you can just insert a new line too. What did you mean by that, Graham? Sounds like I might learn something from that. Paddy NI says, I was just watching your recent Quick Debium package. Still quite a bit left to watch when I noticed you're live. Oh, well, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, I see you've subbed. Thank you very much. That's very kind. I don't feel too guilty about people using their Prime subs, but thank you all the same. And for those people that aren't aware, the advantage of using your Prime subs on a Twitch channel is you don't see the adverts on that channel. I wish there was something you could do that. Oh, I see. I understand, Graham. Thank you. Right, okay, so let's take this as an example, and we'll just have to see which audio it chooses to extract. So we're going to do file in is going to be file in. We're going to map here. We'll just try our luck with track number, and we'll copy and we'll output that to we'll output it to file in dash track no dot AAC. That should mean that everything has a distinctive name. Let's see what we get. Come on, there it is. Oops, what have I missed? What have I overlooked there? I can't see it for looking. Well, looking for... Oh, I see. There. Invalid file index. Okay. So it did do the first few. Invalid index 5. So actually, let's just do that. Do the track number. What does this refer to them as internally? Am I 1 over or 1 under? That's what I'm trying to work out. So it always says invalid file input index 4. Why? Why doesn't it like that every single time? File index 3. Okay. So I think it's this that's it's somewhat upset with. So you need maybe ID, not title. Navy Cat says. Not sure. You're saying it's okay, so I'm not sure what you're referring to there. And Paddy says he's pretty new to this Twitch thing. At what point do you get into... Never. Nobody ever wants to see... Nobody ever wants to see that. Very good. Yes, I've been following that news with interest, because obviously we stream here with work, and some of that's a bit concerning, asking people to come to a platform where that, well, until recently it was quite prominent. It doesn't seem to surface so readily on the landing page now. Let's see, did we actually get any output? No, we did not. So let's do minus the codec none. I think we'll try that. Nope. Let's go back and look at some of these examples, see if we can figure out what's going on here. Oh, okay. Oh, that's mapping a channel to a different output. That's not what we want. Extract and re-encode. Okay, so take an MP4, map 0 audio and output that. Map 0 audio and output that. Map 0A. I think that's what we're doing, right? Extract audio and change format. Well, we don't need to change the format. How does this differ from what we've got here? Looks the same to me. So input a file, map. So we don't need that apparently. Map the track number. So I think we need to make the track number 1 smaller each time, don't we? And then is it a codec? Maybe we need to do that as well. Okay, so let's just do track no equals arithmetic in bash is this, I think, isn't it? Track no minus what? Minus, is that right? I think that's right. Let's try again. No, it's still unhappy. Oh, yeah, Wally. So invalid file input 6. So it's not doing any of this. Input 0. And maybe I need to give it the titles. Okay, let's have a look then. So, you mean grep ID? Oh, I see. So Navy Cat saying here we should be grabbing the okay, all right, Navy Cat. I'll go with that. The only problem is when we do that, we're going to, if we do media info and this and do grep ID. We're going to get 1. So we could do that, and we know that the first ID is going to be video. But anyway, so we'll bear that in mind. That's a good suggestion, and hopefully this isn't just a pointless rabbit hole. Graham says, I've discovered an interesting thing in the man page that might be relevant to your wide goal, and it's in the stream specifier sections. It says you can identify streams using the meta tag mkey value. So maybe I could do m. Okay. M. Delete. So you reckon it's going to be in the format m. The key is title, I think. Value. Oh, and then I'd need each of the titles. I see. So I'd need to do stream, for example. Well, let's try that. Let's just try that. Let's just do FFmpeg. Well, this is probably what we should do, is just do FFmpeg docker GUI m. Oh, I'm slightly unsure exactly what you're trying to do though. I am trying to extract all the audio tracks into individual audio tracks. A codec. Codec. Copy. And then we'll just do test.AAC. No, unable to find a suitable output format. So let's just do what we were doing before and do, is it a dash? Let's go and, this was mapping, wasn't it? So it said do map. Let's not do 0, let's do 1A. Invalid index, so it doesn't like that. Can I do, instead of 1, what happens if I do the word stream? Stream, and this matches. Nope. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is 0:1. Stream 0:2. Extract all audio streams individually. Oh, this sounds like what we want. Okay. Well, let's have a little look at that. Let's have a look at this. We can just do this on the command line. So we need to do all of these things. We need to do docker GUI. We're going to map all the audio and we're going to call it output 0 dot AAC. AAC. AAC, and it says maybe I should add a copy in here at some point, but let's just try that. Aha! Well, now, this is an improvement. Let's see what we get at the end of this. Why is this so slow? Yeah, because it's doing a conversion. Right. So we'll just get this right now. So they said optionally add -c before each output file name. -c copy. Okay. Each output name. So -c copy. -c copy. This looks like it's going to be way easier. -c copy. So if this works, we should end up with 3 audio files. Overwrite, yes, 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 yes. There we go. That went much faster. And we do, in fact, have 4 audio files. Output 0. Oops, media info. Okay, that looks like the way to do this. None of the other stuff will be preserved. Awesome. Okay, so we'll grab that. We'll take that and we will do that. So this just got a whole lot easier. So that is the remux of the main video and audio. We can now do this for each of the output tracks. So we'll just take the same input file and what we'll do is, as these are all going to be the same, we'll just do this. And we'll make this file in and dash well, in fact, yeah, we can just 0 like that, in fact. So we'll copy that. And then we need to add, how many are there? There's 6, so we need to add 2 more of these. We'll need continuation on each of those. Is there a space on the end there? There is, isn't there? There we go. We don't need one there. So this is going to be 4 and 5.
Thank you for the follow, Bronland.
Thanks, Bronland. Hey, good morning, Dust. How you doing? I was watching a bit of Mr. Greggles last night, following the conversation we had the other day. It's pretty impressive, that bullet time stuff, isn't it? His stream is something else. The interactive stuff, yeah, pretty amazing. Yeah, all good here, although dangerously close to finishing my second mug of tea. And I stopped a bit late yesterday and simplified my rig here, so my cable management is now superb. I have simplified the cable management no end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's it. And these all need updating as such. 4 and 5. Whoop, 5. So this should be it. This should dump a so Control C, let's do Remux Docker GUI. Oh, it's going to ask me, so I'm going to need to do that. So there we go. And I've now got a MP4 file, yes, which we know works, and then I've got the discrete audio files. That's ideal. That's exactly what I needed. So good one. Yeah, yeah. I didn't. So I've been aware of Mr. Greggles for a while, but I've never watched one of his streams. But I watched about an hour of one of his streams last night. Past streams, it wasn't live. Yeah, it's the amount of like points that are used, you know, bits and channel points and what have you to do stuff is pretty fantastic. I really need to up my game in that respect. I think that's the next place. I did loads of fancy stuff with OBS transitions and what have you, and that's all very nice and it looks slick. But I think for this format, there needs to be more audience interactive feature things. So definitely something that I'm going to improve on. So there, that actually turned out to be quite straightforward once we found the right hint there. So I've now got all the audio dumped discreetly, and that should be it. We are good. So it's definitely a balancing act. Never just stuff in bulk. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I don't plan to you know, put a load of stuff in all at once. I was thinking of doing something that's a bit more interesting for people that, you know, follow and sub and raid. So I was thinking of building in something there. One thing I've seen is these nice things that do Polaroids and then stick them in Discord. So I was thinking of doing that when people sub and follow, it'll do like a Polaroid picture of their sub, or maybe auto clip it or something. I don't know, something like that. But then I thought, you know, there are some memes in the Linux community, and I thought we could riff off that with some interactive ideas as well. One thing we've pushed Twitch for is better UX around channel points. We had discussions prior to the API update about enabling, disabling, etc. Yeah, we want options within a channel point for the input, right, instead of user enterable text, etc. Right, okay. Yeah, I haven't looked at the API yet. Well, I say I haven't looked. I have skim read a couple of implementations of Twitch API things, so I've got just the coarsest of understandings about how it works. So I'm sure it's all tractable, but I've noticed there's loads of people writing Twitch bots in the category that we're streaming into at the moment. So I don't want to do that. I want to try and find existing code that I can just reuse. As you well know, not a Windows user, not a Mac user, so some of the popular tools like Leorum board and stuff like that I know people have been using to create, you know, interactive features is not an option. But as far as I can see, the basics are quite straightforward, he says. But I don't want to get into every stream being me writing a new feature for a bot. It seems that everyone rewriting the same bot over the time is a bit of a waste of time. Right, okay, well, I think for... I'm getting confused now. I'm not at home. I haven't got that Stream Deck in front of me, and it's not configured either, this one in front of me. So that's all pretty good. Mission accomplished. So that will do for now. This is a short stream, but you know, I have run out of tea, and that just won't do. And maybe you've run out of tea too. So I'm going to knock this one on the head here. Thank you. What's this? Oh, I mean, hey, give us like 4 weeks and you can use our stuff. Oh, really? What language are you implementing in, just out of interest? Dust, that sounds interesting. And Graham actually asked earlier, do I ever have more than 6 audio tracks? No, that's the maximum that OBS supports. So TypeScript, and it's it's Electron based. Ah, well, interesting. So I can help there. Have you ever built Electron apps for Linux before? It you know, depending on, you know, what you've done, you kind of get most of it for free. But that sounds very interesting to me. because sometimes I don't, I like to have a glossy user interface for things. How bespoke to your needs is this app? So we've got binaries working now. Technically, the front end is being devved on Linux. Oh, I tell you what, if you're interested in sharing with somebody who can keep things under wraps and will, like, bang on it a little bit, please get in touch. I would be delighted to take an early look at that. That would be splendid. If you're able, that would be great. I'd really like to look at that, because if I don't have to implement anything at all, that would be a very happy Martin. So where do I need to be to follow your progress? I followed you on Twitter yesterday, so is that the right place to be, or should I be following you elsewhere? If we get any slots open up closer to the beta, I'll give you a shot. Okay, got quite a few people already and don't want it to be unmanageable. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty certain I followed you on Twitter, so that's where I should pay attention to what's going on. There's not a GitHub or a GitLab repository for this stuff, is there? I tell you what, if this works on Linux, be prepared for tech support, because there are no good front ends for this stuff on Linux as far as I can see. So if you've made a UI for this stuff, so nope, but we're not going open source. Okay, so that's I don't care about that either. I'm just curious, like, where I find out more. So this is going to be a paid thing, is that right? So it's all UI based. Fantastic. Great. Yeah, whistling my tune here. $3.99 a month. Oh, I'm in. I'm so down for this. Please keep me up to date. I'll try and find more, but man, if you check Greg's VODs, the rebuilding one shows a lot of it off. Okay, I will. Let's think. I'm a bit busy this evening, so probably when I'm cooking tomorrow night is when I'll be able to take a look at that. Wow, that's great information. This is super exciting stuff. God. Come on, give us an inside scoop. I'll pay early. I'm that keen to get stuck in. I won't overwhelm you. I'm very civilized contributor. But I would absolutely love to get in on that as soon as possible. That would be awesome. One thing we haven't done yet is the billing system. Oh, so you've got no means for collecting money from people yet. Well, okay, you can put me on credit, and I'll let you know. Let me know how far in arrears I am when you have a billing system. Yeah, this would be awesome, because I did see that there was another one being developed, which looked like it was using something like Electron or maybe Vue.js or something. But they're only releasing, it's closed source again, but they're only releasing binaries for Windows, so that's no good to me either. Yeah, it's planned out, getting someone on for it. Awesome. So, yeah, so Graham makes a good point. Yeah. Wow. This is awesome, Dust. Thanks ever so much for popping into my stream. You've been a source of high value information. So thanks ever so much. This is really good stuff. If you see me online, do pop in and keep me appraised of your progress. Have you got any Linux users in your beta tests at the moment? If not, I'm volunteering. But if you have, great. Is there a Discord where this stuff's being discussed that I could join? Outside of the Deb, we have one. Okay, so there's a couple, basically. Fantastic, it's being developed on Linux. There's a high degree of possibility that this is going to work well on Linux. That's fantastic. Oh my gosh, this is Christmas come early as far as I'm concerned. I don't have to write anything. It's awesome. Okay. You got a rough ETA how long you'll be in beta whilst you assess things? Works well in Ubuntu based on feedback. Yeah, well, so Dust, I don't know if you know this, but I recently changed jobs, but my last job, I was Director of Engineering for Canonical for Ubuntu. So, yeah, I have a vested interest in things that work well on Ubuntu. 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, what's that? That's end of... yeah, so that's 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, all right, so we're looking maybe end of October if you're, you know, something like that, mid to late October. Okay, well, that can't come soon enough. That's absolutely fab. Thank you very much for sharing that. That's awesome. Wow. Well, okay. I'm very happy to hear that news. I will spread that around among my community, because there is a growing group of Linux streamers who are doing this kind of thing. And one of our friends, Monica, she's actually doing tech streaming and also arts and crafts. And I really like her OBS set design, and it strikes me that Monica would definitely be the sort of person that would dive into something like this. So I'll be sharing this around with my Linux streamer friends, because this is going to be next level for us. Absolutely fab. I tell you what, I can't tell you how happy I am to hear this. It's made my day. Really great. Well, with that, it's time for another cup of tea to celebrate this fabulous news. So thanks all for coming. We're streaming over on the Slim DevOps channel on Thursday. That's 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern in the US. And we're going to be doing a follow-up to our Containers 101. So if you were in that, where we sort of showed you how to start at ground level with making containers, we're now going to take that container we made in that workshop and make it production ready by making use of all the best practice that you can to make a better quality container. So that's what we're going to be doing on Thursday. And I will likely be streaming here again tomorrow morning. Not tonight, because tonight is Ubuntu podcast recording night. So I shall be busy with Alan and Mark this evening. Anyway, thanks very much, everyone. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.